All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again with another live stream, bringing you the latest in Chelsea Football Club. Trusting the procedure. That's what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. Players coming out doing the PR again, and I've got a fantastic tweet that I want to share with you guys. I think you'll find this tweet very, very hilarious. This particular tweet lays out exactly what's been happening for the past few weeks since we end up losing. I want to share this with you guys. I want to bring this up right now, and then we can talk a little bit about it. And obviously, we'll look at Cucurella's Instagram story, trust the process. Koulibaly coming out and saying Graham Potter is a great manager. And we'll talk in depth about this. Are we as a fan base making a mistake? Should we be more patient than we have been? Players consistently on a week-to-week basis coming out and saying that trust the process. It's going to take a bit of time, and the vibe is good. The pictures in the training ground are all happy. Players coming out and actually stating what a great manager Graham Potter is. I mean, are we making a mistake? Are we as fans making a mistake? Check this out. Check this particular tweet out. This is quite interesting. So basically, this is Bleed Blue who's tweeted this out, but this message is actually from this particular brother called G. Gastino. Basically, well, have a look at Bleed Blue. So 1, stadium article by law with just options but no concrete plans as yet. 2, RJ, KK and Cuckoo positivity to distract. 3, 2 more games left for Potter to reduce the heat for now. 4, Enrique, Zidane, De Zerbi, etc. linked. And this particular account, G. Gastino, predicted all this PR right after the Spurs loss. Now let's have a look at this particular message, right? This G. Gastino, what he predicted going to happen. They are going to distract us by leaking info on Bowley buying a club, stadium plans, or talk about improving the training ground. If you guys remember, last week was about Bordeaux, Bowley trying to buy Bordeaux. Then dive into players talking about being happy and double down on TT excuses, which we've seen this week already. To temper the heat, they'll leak info on having more crisis meetings with the board and players, then go on to talk about how players are personally happy but know they need to put in work, cue training vids, fabricate news on potential managers so people can be more patient since finding a replacement will take time. I mean, wow. Do you know what? This is pretty much bang on, isn't it? This is pretty much bang on. Every single week, this is what's been happening. We lose, and pretty much in this order, Bowley thinking about stadium redevelopment or buying a new club. Straight after that, you'll get the players coming out and being very, very positive, and then the TT excuses, and then right after that, you'll get talks about training and how players are looking good, and then finally all these managers, right? Look, potentially it's not even going to happen. So it's crazy. And then straight after that, let me show you what Cucurella has tweeted, put it on Instagram. This is what Mark Cucurella, trust the process from Mark Cucurella. I mean, I wonder how he feels that his former manager in Brighton, and now obviously the current manager here in Chelsea Football Club. I wonder how Cucurella feels, the fact that he's not even in the squad sometimes. Like the last match, he wasn't even in the squad, which is crazy. Trust the process. Like, I don't know, man. All of these players, like, what's going on? Feels a little bit forced to me. trust the process with the emoji doing the salute. Wonder what process we're trusting. What process are we trusting here? Koulibaly, Graham Potter is very good at communicating with everyone, and he doesn't care if you cost 100 million or 20 million. He will treat you in the same way. That's the mark of a great manager. That's the mark of a great manager. And this is coming from Koulibaly, who sometimes isn't in the squad also, and sometimes he's not even, in the unused substitution. So very interesting. Let's see what you guys have to say about all this. Alhambra, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. If Graham Potter treats everyone equally, then that's a problem. Anyone can be egalitarian, but that's not man management. Clear GP doesn't have the skills, the irony. I mean, what's going on here? Seriously, what is going on? Reece James the week before, Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva said what he said, and then Bell Silva had a totally different, attitude towards the whole thing. So I don't get it. There has to be some sort of a disconnect here. Like this, it feels so forced to me. It really does feel forced. All of these PR for Graham Potter is strong, man. It is strong. It is damn strong. Mo Cucurella has a newborn, so trust the process. Is that in regards to the newborn? It's PR process. That's too funny. Koulibaly said Potter is not. Yes, man. Yeah, fair enough, man. Fair enough. There's no future with Potter. To save the progress of all players, sign Enrique. Look, I'm all down for Enrique, man. I'll put all my chips down for Enrique. But the more I think about it, these owners, are they tricking us with these 2 matches? 2 more matches for Graham Potter to change things around. If anything, after the 2 matches, it probably makes sense to stick around with Graham Potter because everything is lost by then. You're not going to get anything in the Premier League. You're not getting top 4. That is a certainty. And if you get knocked out by Dortmund, well, there goes Champions League. So everything for the season is finished. So it kind of feels odd that you're going to bring in a new manager once everything is done for the remainder of the season. It makes probably more sense to just stick around with Graham Potter. So other owners tricking us. Miss, how you doing? I'm not good because Chelsea is not winning. We need win, not process. Yeah, man. I was literally begging in one of my tweets earlier yesterday, stating that please just get a win, man. Just get a win. Look, I don't care about the future. I don't really care about what's happening. Whether Potter's going to go or stay, this, that, they just get a win, man. We're so desperate for a win as a fan base. It's quite mad. We used to be privileged to get wins. Do you know what I mean? It was a common theme to get wins, and now to get a win, we have to beg for it. Mudryk posted an almost identical trust the process post within hours of Cucurella post. Force PR so blatant. Nah, that's true. That's true. Mudryk did the same thing. It's forced, isn't it? Why are they forcing these players to do this, man? It's so crazy. I'm convinced that if Cucu went to City, he'd be world class. Probably. I find it odd that it's taking him so long to sort of adapt to Chelsea Football Club. I mean, the Cucurella that we saw last season was fantastic. Enough of this process. This is lower level club talk. Sack Potter. We don't want to get relegated. We are Chelsea, not some lower level club. Make Potter the PR manager. Good at communicating. Yeah. Miz wants Enrique. Eunice wants Jose. Matisse wants Poch. And Bubba wants Simeone. Yeah, we were talking about this on WhatsApp. All 4 of us want different managers. Next, all you can eat Chelsea will be mad. It is. Matisse said that it's going to be a great debate. So I think it's going to be fantastic. We all want different managers, and I think it only makes for a great showing once that happens. And everyone has their valid opinions and points regards to it. So I can't wait for that. Miss said, if we get knocked out by Dortmund, you mean when we get knocked out by Dortmund? Yeah, look, at this stage, it looks quite imminent. I mean, guys, honestly, we've got nearly 200 people live right now. Could we potentially turn this around? I'm convinced that players are going to down tools against Leeds. Do you know what I mean? I'm convinced that we're probably going to lose against Leeds. But Can this actually be turned around? Do you feel that there is a hope, ladies and gentlemen? As I said, nearly 200 live right now. Is there a hope for Graham Potter to perhaps turning this around? Could we potentially beat Leeds, beat Dortmund, and then go on a bit of a run? I mean, is that too much to ask for? Can that actually happen? Are the players up for it? Do we have a game plan? So many questions, and not many answers. Not many answers at all. If we can get Tuchel, I take him back. If not, then Enrique in. I don't know if Thomas Tuchel's coming back, guys. I mean, I don't think the new owners are going to fancy him. Mourinho is the best. Get him back. Premier League needs him. Look, I've maintained. I think bringing someone like Mourinho back, there's going to be that charisma back, and these players, they're going to be up for it. We may potentially even see ourselves, competing again in all fronts. But eventually enough, it's all gonna crumble so quick, and it's gonna be a house on fire, to be honest. So maybe we can get an initial kick up, but then after that, I don't know if Mourinho can last beyond 2 seasons. I've got no issues about managers getting success and then moving on, but getting success and then absolutely getting us demolished, like end up coming 10th, that's not something that I want. Like, this is what's been happening in recent times. Like, Mourinho lost the second time around. We won the league, and then following that, we ended up coming 10th, and it was a horrendous season. Not as bad as this one, but still was a very, very bad season. Same with Antonio Conte, win the league, and then the next season, we won the FA Cup, sure, but it was again a lackluster season. I'm pretty sure we ended up coming 6th or 5th, something like that. And with Thomas Tuchel as well, we won the Champions League. We were looking to push on and become title contenders. And last season there was a lot of adversities, I have to admit. But once again, it was a lackluster season. And then this season is a bit of a mess. So I'm not saying I want a manager, just for the sake of having a manager for a long term. No, I want success. But then, if you want to leave, no problems. You can leave. Like, for instance, like Luis Enrique, he was in Barcelona for 3 seasons. He cleaned up. He did so well. Like, it's not like he left Barca with a lot of mess. Do you know what I mean? Mourinho has a tendency of leaving clubs with a lot of mess. As much as I love Mourinho, and as much as I wouldn't mind one bit seeing Mourinho for a 3rd time, but I think there are other options out there that we can think about. I think Chelsea need a proper number 9 like Osimhen from Napoli and fix our mid. Bring in Bellingham so he can play double pivot with Enzo. Look, I can't even think about transfers, man, honestly. Right now, I can't even think about transfers. Yeah, we need a proper number 9, I hear you. But are we going to sit here right now thinking about, transfers? We need to rectify this season to a certain level. I'm not saying let's start pushing for top 4 and this, that, the other. No, but 2 out of 16, man, that's abysmal. We need to try and rectify that to a certain degree. Sarri would have been pretty good right now. Oh, man, I didn't want Sarri to go, man. I really didn't want him to go. He wanted to go, to be honest, but then again, he was kind of driven out as well. So it was a bit of both. Because I don't think our management is looking at big name managers. Their problem looking at Ruben Amorim, De Zerbi, etc. To be honest, I don't mind. I rate both coaches have won cups, trophies, unlike Fraud Potter. Look, I don't know who this Ruben Amorim is. Let me know, guys, in the live chat. Who is Ruben Amorim? I've seen his name being floated around. De Zerbi, look, I think he's a very good manager, but can we stop with Brighton now? Like, I know we were looking at their players, but another manager again, let's just chill. Like, Brighton CEO is having a laugh at us. Literally, he's having a laugh at us. Have a look at his recent comments. It's all over Twitter. I don't know if we should just go back and get another. Like, at this point, it's almost as if Todd Bowley bought the wrong club. Maybe he wanted to buy Brighton. Do you know what I mean? Like, He's moving mad with all these Brighton links. So look, De Zerbi, let's chill on it for a little bit. Instagram for most players are handled by their PR guys. I'm pretty sure these guys are being told by the club PR guys to push this PS. Probably right, man. Probably right. Ruben Amorim is Sporting Lisbon manager. Okay, well, they're doing good. They're doing good. I can understand why there's rumors. I'm sick of losing. We have to get 3 points against Leeds, but not very hopeful in these times. I don't care who is coming in, but not Poch, ex-Tottenham manager. Look, the thing about Poch is I think he's a good manager. There's no doubts about that. He's done very well in Espanyol. He's done very well in Southampton. And obviously he put Spurs back into the map. You know what I mean? Genuinely made them a top 6 club with consistently getting Champions League during that tenure. But with Poch, I just feel like he's another manager. I mean, can he really win? I know a lot of people will talk about Sarri. Sarri couldn't, but you could tell Sarri was just around the corner in regards to getting a trophy sometime very soon. His methodology, you could see there was a trophy coming. I mean, Pochettino went to PSG, and I'm pretty certain Pochettino didn't even win the French Ligue 1. And then he got bottled out from the Champions League. How could you not win Ligue 1? Like, with the caliber of talent that you have. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people complain, Enrique. Do you know what I mean? Enrique had MSN. It was so easy. He didn't have to coach. Trust me, you still need a good coach. Just because you got talent, that doesn't mean that he'll just walk all over it. You do need a good coach. So with Pochettino, I'm just worried, man, that Tottenham gene, like bottling gene, like we need a manager that smells blood. Do you know what I mean? That smells blood and goes out there, ruthless attitude, knows how to win. Poch might be great to develop our players, but that's fantastic. That's part and parcel of the job. We're here to win trophies. Can Poch win us trophies? That's what it's all about, right? Winning trophies. I just don't know if he's cut out to win trophies. I don't think he's ruthless enough. Champions League final with Spurs, but wasn't the greatest final from him. It was a great way by Spurs making it to the final. They had to battle through Man City and then Ajax. That comeback against Ajax was mad. But in the final, you know, they ended up flopping against Liverpool. So, yeah, I don't know, man. And especially Poch going to PSG was an utter mess, absolute utter mess. I still remember how they got eliminated by Real Madrid. I know Real Madrid last season were amazing in the Champions League, but PSG had that in the bag, and then they absolutely got raw. And I know a lot of people will say, well, Chelsea had it in the bag. No, we lost in the first leg. We made a comeback, and then in the last 20 minutes, it all crumbled. But PSG were ahead all throughout, except right at the end, like 15 minutes or something to go, and it all crumbled in their face. So that is a proper bottle job. Alhambra, thank you so much for the super chat. 1 year ago today, Brighton lost to Liverpool 2-0. Analysts said Graham Potter was a genius for starting players out of position. Graham Potter ain't changing. Get ready for wild lineups and confusing subs. It's only getting worse from here. Do you know what? I'm very, very surprised that Graham Potter, with the ideology, the structure, the philosophy that he had at Brighton, 3 at the back predominantly. Yes, he did play, two... play with the 2 CBs and 1 not, but predominantly played with the 3 at the back. I'm just surprised that he hasn't continued doing that at Chelsea Football Club. Used to play wing backs as genuine wingers, really attack. You know, his double pivots were very mobile, technical midfielders who were capable of distributing lovely passes through the center. We don't see that. He's gone to 4 at the back, and I feel like this is where the owners, they've imposed themselves on Graham Potter. And Graham Potter is really like a puppet. Do you know what I mean? Like, I really thought Graham Potter would continue with the 3 at the back and try and evolve the wing-back play. But maybe the owners said they don't want the 3 at the back. They don't want the 3 at the back. They don't want all these defenders. They bought all these attackers, but they also bought a lot of defenders. It's crazy. Like, they tend to forget that there's a number of defenders as well. I'm pretty certain it's the owners that are forced him to play three at the back. And it's sad that he's not been able to deploy some of his ideas that he had at Brighton here at Chelsea Football Club. It's not about being a one-trick pony. It's about knowing what you do best and really fine-tuning that. And his best was with three at the back. So I know we're not Brighton. I understand that. But, this is his philosophy. This is where he shines. That's his forte. And I feel like maybe the owners didn't want that. Valan, thank you so much for the super chat. I love Miz discredits Yunus and Matisse options while promoting Enrique. Miz therefore will work wonders if he was a salesman. Enrique needs to. Thank you. Look, I mean, it's great that we all have different opinions on it. I'm pretty sure the lads will listen to my opinion, and then they'll have opposing views on my selection as well. And it's great. It's great that we all think in a different way. I think it creates for a, better view of the situation. It allows all you guys to get a wholesome, do you know what I mean? To get a holistic point of view as to which way you want to go. So, yeah, Matisse sold a really good story in regards to Pochettino, but I'm still not completely convinced on that. Yunus sold a really good story with Jose Mourinho. I like Jose Mourinho. I wouldn't mind him one bit, but I have doubts elsewhere. And Jog Baba, been talking. We've been talking on WhatsApp. He's got other ideologies with Simeone, which kind of makes sense as well. So, look, I just feel like the current squad is set for an Enrique level of a manager. The kind of players that we have, Luis Enrique would bring us back. I really think he would bring us back. Mo, what do you mean we're not Brighton? We're mid-table. Yeah, true. We are Brighton. Can we get Zidane because he wins in cups when he's a player? When he's a player and win cups is a coach, he will fit Chelsea. Look, few people are saying that Zidane probably won't take the Chelsea job because he can't speak English well enough. That's what's been touted around. How long will it take him to learn English? I don't know. Maybe he's got other plans. Maybe he's thinking about the French national team. Maybe he's thinking about PSG. Who knows? Maybe Chelsea's not top of his list. There's definitely no concrete rumors linking us with Zidane. There are people out there trying to link us, but not concrete ones. Like, I'm not saying there's links with Enrique, but one thing about Enrique is he's looking for a job. He is looking for a job. I don't know if there's any, comments out there in regards to Zidane looking for a job. Like Fabrizio Romano literally said, Luis Enrique is looking to return back ASAP. So I don't know what we're waiting for. CFC Blue, thanks so much for the super chat. Stamford Bridge is going to be a horror show when we lose to Leeds. I just see us winning under him, and we should look at Roger Schmidt from Benfica. Also another good manager, but I don't know whether we'd be looking at that. I think there are other better options in my opinion. Horror show against Leeds. I tend to agree. I don't know, man. I don't know what well, obviously, we're going to do a match preview later on tonight, UK time. Potentially 7:30 p.m. UK. We'll do the preview for the Leeds game. And we'll talk about all of this. I don't have a good feeling about this match, man. I just feel like the players know. The players know that they're one loss away from getting Potter sacked, and I think they will confirm it. They will complete the transaction. And now all this PR is going to look so silly. Honestly. Mudryk, Cucurella, Koulibaly, Reece James, Thiago Silva, everyone's saying such a good manager, this, that, the other, trust the process, it takes a bit of time. It's all going to look a bit silly, isn't it? Josh, thank you so much for the super chat. Jose for next season, then get Flick in after Euros. Yeah, why not? Could be a potential. Ivan, that's why I said apparently seen someone taking a picture with him yesterday. I don't know if it's old. There's already been 3 Chelsea games this season. And also, exactly, Miss. I feel people are kind of incorrect when comparing Poch and Sarri. Sarri was at Napoli, was in the title race for 3 years, coming second in both in the league and cups. Poch never came that close. Now, true. And this is what I felt. Sarri was always getting close to winning that big thing. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of people will say Poch made it to the final, but even in the final of UCL, Wasn't a very good performance, man. But Sarri, he was getting closer and closer. You could tell. And him winning the Europa League with us is not like, I'm not surprised. Like, you could see Sarri was edging closer to winning something. Liz, what do you think? We are not competing. We are competing to get 40 points and stay in the Premier League. Yeah, fair enough. 40 points. Wow. That's our ambition. That's our ambition. How the mighty have fallen. Sack Potter right now. Bring Terry as interim manager till summer and get first choice manager in summer. Terry would at least fix the loser mentality Potter instilled into this team. Few people have been mentioning this. Get John Terry as an interim. Do you know, like, he's left the managerial post for, it's been a while, like a little while. I think it's been a couple of seasons at least. He was assistant manager in Aston Villa. And then he left that. I don't even think he's in management anymore. Like, he's part of the youth team, youth setup, I think, for us, but not at a managerial level. I don't think he'll want to take it, honestly. I don't think we should be giving it to him either. Like, let him do what he wants to do and let him continue on. And I don't think do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go down that road of ex-player, legend of the football club, being a manager again and not really qualified to be an out-and-out manager in the Premier League and also in the caliber of team like Chelsea. I'd rather avoid that. I'd rather avoid tarnishing his name, honestly. Luis Enrique is perfect for us. We want offensive coach. We want to dictate the game. He's a serial winner. This is exactly how I feel. I can't think of anyone except Tuchel, but that's never going to happen now. Thomas Tuchel ain't coming back. And owners are not going to bring him back. Can't blame the UCL final loss on Poch. A, it's Spurs, and B, Sissoko lost then the final in the first 20 seconds. With that handball, nothing manager can do to stop that. Well, okay. Well, tell me about Poch in PSG then. Tell me about Poch in PSG. Ms. Brighton have been better, a much better team after he left and hired De Zerbi. Actually, you know what? Roberto De Zerbi has been doing really, really well. Mourinho just lost to worst team in Serie A. Why bring back Mourinho? Look, I think Mourinho would get the kick in the beginning. Eventually, it's going to fall. But I think people are just so desperate to see some success. I think this is why. And you know, with Mourinho, it's going to be exciting. Press conferences are going to be lit. There's going to be us versus you kind of that, situation that's going to be brewing. So there's going to be that charisma. He's going to make us the most hated football club again. And he's going to instill that mentality back in. Like, if these players under Mourinho, 2 out of 16, would never happen. Never, ever happen. But eventually it will crush. It will crush. And that's what I'm worried about. Balan, thank you so much for the super chat. Anyone who I want as an interim is Steve Holland. Yeah, Steve Holland, definitely a good shout. We're going to slowly wrap things up, ladies and gentlemen. Smash up the like button. Let's get to 100 likes. Only 40 more likes left. Easy to get to 100 likes. So let's do that. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. We're going to wrap things up. Obviously, later on, there is the press conference. And then we'll do the preview. I don't want Mourinho back. Having Mourinho as a manager is like being in a relationship with a stripper. You're going to have a lot of good moments, but at the end of the day, it's going to end in tears. Fair enough. What an analogy. What an analogy. Last but not least is, what do you think of Mancini as a manager? I think superb. Do you know who I even like? The Napoli manager, Luciano Spalletti. Spalletti is a top-notch manager as well, man. I think it'll be very difficult to prize him away from Napoli. I don't think it's going to happen. But Spalletti also is a top shot. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I shall see you guys very, very soon. Till next time, see ya.